the telepathic connection between you and your twin flame or soul resonant connection is getting stronger. This is a quick message from the universe. Chosen one. Chosen one, you are experiencing a connection that most people would only think was real in a fairy tale. And the thing is, chosen one, I don't think you even know how rare the connection is because um a lot of these connections are not even intimate or they haven't even reached intimacy um in a sense of physicality. But nonetheless, these connections uh are deeper connections than two people who are being intimate share. Um and it's only getting stronger. So a lot of y'all chosen one, when you've been on your journey, you ran into someone, and this looks different for a lot of people. You know, this is not the same for every two soul conscious beings operating through the matrix. This plays out different. And the situations can vary. We are in the matrix. This system is diabolical. It will do whatever it has to do to keep souls sleep. Right? That's the main goal. But these connections that you made, they were instantaneous, sort of instant recognition or a sense of, it was just a familiarity there between you and this person, which you never know what the other person feels, right? And the thing that makes y'all stronger is there's little confirmations, because a lot of times what you got to realize about these connections as well is these connections are bound by consciousness. So the human us, we don't even understand them. And a lot of times the human us, like, we'll be like, why did I even just say that? Or why did I even just do that? Or, shit like that, because these are conscious connections. These are the conscious beings, your higher selves, that know each other and that have made the connection. This is why a lot of times when you're tapped in with this individual, um they might answer questions before you ask, or they might say something that you was thinking, and you know you automatically know how they feel. You know what I'm saying? During the day, things like that, right? Um, it gets deep on a real deeper level, chosen one, because some of y'all can see these people. You know, you can telepathically lock in. What is it? Remote view. These how strong these connections are. And you know, over time, a lot of these relationships, because a lot of these relationships, these are relationships that people are hiding. So a lot of times when people do this twin flame thing, these are relationships that are, technically people will be like, "Yo, you can't do that," or some shit like, you know what I'm saying, where it's like somebody already married or some shit like that, right? These relationships, um, they be already, counted out for, shit like that, and so this is what make you understand that you're like, yo, you know, this shit is deep. Well, chosen one is getting to a point now where this connection is deep, man, and some of y'all are not in complicated. complicated situations, but to the ones that are in the complicated situations and shit, the shit is getting deep. And you know, there's a pattern. A lot of y'all are starting to become attached, and I don't want to say attached as in like, but yeah, like your consciousness is starting to be attached to your conscious partner. And this is what's happening, guys. What you gotta understand is a lot of us. This is the first time we experiencing this 5D shit. We don't know, you know. A lot of us, our consciousness is doing a lot of things. We're starting to understand life on a fuller level. We're starting to understand the simulation. We're starting to understand all of these things on a fuller level. And quantum entanglement, literally, this is what's going on with y'all. Y'all consciousness are already entangled, and so there's, you know, that you find yourself yearning for this person or just wanting to see this person, just wanting to hear their voice, um just wanting to look at them, things like that, wanting to be around them physically. And this is what this connection is coming to now. A lot of y'all are getting to that point where it's like you really want to physically experience, not, and I'm not even saying intimate, right? Everything's not about sex, right? We understand that. You're just saying like you want to be around them, you want to build with them, you really want to have conversations. But the thing is, right, about the simulation, what people don't understand is literally because of both of y'all minds are connected like that, and both of y'all are sort of pulling each other into each other's loops. Because this is what's happening right now. Like there's a pool right now. All of these situations with these people, with these you know, said unsaid relationships, whatever, right? You're literally being pulled by this force that is undescribable. It's like you don't know what it is, but it's just like a magnetism or some type of force that's pulling y'all. And what's going to happen, and I see it, is because of the way that this shit operate. You guys are gonna have an encounter. Um, and I don't mean like a sexual one. It could be for some of y'all, but you guys are just gonna have this moment in time where this is like instantly recognized and understood between both of y'all, and it's gonna answer a lot of questions for a lot of y'all, man. Yo, a lot of y'all, man, as this thing gets deeper, as we grow, um, you know, we learn more about 5D consciousness. What you got to understand is everybody's in your life for a specific purpose, and some things are just over our heads, right? Some things we don't control everything in this reality, right? We control our choices, right? But these storylines kind of be already made um outside of this, right? And this is because a lot of these people that you're starting to understand that you have feelings for, or the person that you're tied into that you didn't know you had a connection with, this surprising connection. What happens is you guys already know each other outside of this reality, and you kind of wanted to remember each other in this reality, because coming into the matrix is it's a serious thing, because it's not guaranteed that you'll wake up. And so, you know, the recognition is so hard, right? When you look at how things play out, right? A lot of y'all met these people in situations, and it's the way it is because that it was set up like that before you came in, right? Like I chose to be on this side, you chose to be on that side, so I could see you and wake up and remember, or vice versa, right? Um, those deep connections are starting to get very, very strong, and you are now starting to lock in with your flame.